Hey artists, in this video we're diving into the colorful world of Inside Out, but with a twist. What if the emotions like joy, sadness, and fear swapped places? Today we're putting that to the test by redesigning a few of the characters from Inside Out into entirely new emotions. But here's a catch. We're going to be using a random generator to pick the emotions for us. So could anxiety turn into sadness? Or could envy turn into something more intense? Well, let's find out. But before we dive into the art, I do want to share something personal with you guys. So, as a full-time artist, I found myself so busy with running the business side, I haven't had a chance to really work on my craft. To be honest with you, I'm concerned that I might have lost a step. So, this exercise is not just fun, but it's a good way for me to keep my creative juices flowing so I can become a better artist. So, with that being said, let's get started. All right, so first up, we're doing the fan favorite emotion, anxiety. So, what do we know about the character? She's small, she looks pretty goofy, and she looks like she just finished drinking 5 cups of coffee. So, now that we have the random generator booted up, let's see what we come up with. And it's spinning, and of course it's on sadness. Yep. Alright, no problem. We're gonna make this work. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to find some good examples I could use to help me to create this design. So, I'm a big fan of Looney Tunes. I think they do an incredible job of showing their emotions through their characters. So I found this picture of Bugs Bunny of him looking sad. I think I'm gonna use this as a reference, and I'm gonna try my best to try to replicate that. So with that being said, I'm gonna start out by sketching her face. And right away, I run into my first problem. And that's, how am I gonna change Anxiety's face from goofy to nervous to sad and heartbroken? I think drawing a squiggly frown is a great start. And I think I'll add her teeth in there just so we can keep her a goofy look. Now that we have her mouth complete, we definitely need to figure out how to draw her eyes. Alright, so I think adding some teardrops is just enough to give the character a sad and heartbroken vibe. I wonder if this would look better if we made the pupils bigger than normal. Yeah, I think this is gonna work. Okay, so the face looks pretty good so far. I think we're going in the right direction. And now it's time to work on her hair. And this leads me into my next big problem, and that's, how should I draw her hairstyle? Okay, so in the movie, her hair pretty much looks like silly string, but just happens to be in a pineapple shape. I could draw the hair like the movie, but I don't think that's gonna look the best. Okay, so I have an idea. What if I draw the hair in a frizzy hairstyle? So my goal right now is to give Anxiety the worst hair day ever. And I think the messier, the better. Because in my opinion, there is nothing sadder than a person that's crying with some messed up hair. Oh wow, this is coming out better than expected. And now I'm gonna go back and clean up some of the overlapping lines, and voila. Alright guys, so I think the black and white design so far looks really good, but it's gonna look way better once we add the colors. So I'm thinking to myself, what would happen if I colored this design in blue hues? Because that's the color of the original emotion, sadness, right? All right, so quick update. So I spent about 30 minutes playing around with the colors, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm just not a fan. I'm just not a fan at all. So I got bad news. Well, bad news for me, I guess. I'm gonna have to erase this and start all over again. All right, no big deal. Try this again. So folks, there's some irony happening as we speak. Because as I'm trying to figure this out, I could literally feel the anxiety growing inside of me. How funny is that? All right, so I'm starting with the color, and I'm gonna go with the same orange from the original character. And I'm already starting to feel good about this. So this is looking pretty good, and I think it's going in the right direction. Don't worry guys, I wasn't panicking at all. Now that I have all my basic colors down, it's time to add the details. I think this will help to bring the design to life. All right. So now it's time to add some highlights to her face. And then I think some yellow should do. All right? Then I'm gonna do the same exact thing to her hair. I think this is starting to look pretty solid. And now we need to do the shadows. I think her face is a perfect place to start. I think a dark orange color should work in this case. And then I can move on to her hair and add the shadows there. Wait, you know what? I spoke too soon. I think I'm gonna need a dark red this time around. And I'm hoping this color works out. Alright guys, so here's the design so far, and I'm gonna be honest, I feel like there's something missing. You know what, I think this could really use a simple background. But the question is, what? What if we add some broken hearts and just a simple rectangle shape for the background? Yo, I think this looks pretty good. I think it came out pretty nice. So just to recap, we took the character Anxiety, swapped her emotion to sad, and we came up with this new emotion. Yeah, I like it. I think this came out pretty good. Next up, we're doing another new emotion to Inside Out, and that's envy. And this time around, I'm gonna add an extra layer of difficulty to this challenge. Now, whatever emotion I get, I'm gonna create a background to match the theme. Okay, so what do we know about envy? She's short, blue, and as cute as a button. Okay, so let's run the random generator and see what we come up with. And okay, give me something good, and we have, all right, we have anger. Oh, this might work. All right, so I'm gonna start out by drawing her face. And just like anxiety, I'm gonna do this one in my own style. And just like I said before, I'm just gonna keep it close enough so you know that I'm drawing envy. And so far, things are going according to plan until I get hit with a crazy idea. And you know what would take the design to the next level? What if I added some flames inside of her eyes? And I think I should keep the flame pretty simple. You know, just like the ones that you see in the emojis. And then after that, I'm gonna draw her teeth. I think I add a fang in there just for good measure. All right, so far the face is coming together pretty nicely, so let's move on to her hair. In the movie, her hairstyle looked pretty cute, but also pretty wild at the same time. It kind of looks like those embarrassing haircuts that kids in middle school would get from their parents. I'm gonna do my best to do something similar, but of course, add a part down the middle. And oh yeah, I can't forget the hair clips. But this leads me to my next problem. How should I draw her body? I think drawing her upright, clenching her fists, will be a great position for this design. But let's see if we can make this work. And now, my friends, it's time for the fun part. Let's color this bad boy in. All right, guys, so I learned a lot from my first design. And this time around, I'm gonna keep the color the same, pretty much the same color of envy. So I'm gonna paint her face blue, and then her hair an aqua blue green color. And then I'm gonna keep her colors for her clothing as close as possible to the original design. And oh yeah, I can't forget to color in the polka dots too. Okay guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is where I'm really stuck. How on earth should I design the details for this design? I guess what I'm saying is the best way to really sell the angry emotion is to add some colors of yellow, reds, but I'm not sure if this will work with her blue color. Well, I guess I'll try it out and I'll see what happens. And I'll start by adding some red highlights to her face and then following some yellows in her face. And since I'm using yellows, I think I'll add some yellow highlights to her hair too. Yeah, okay. I think this is working. And once I have that complete, I'm gonna move on to her clothing. And now I'm left with my final challenge. What could I add to the background to take this design to the next level? And you know what would be fire? Like, literally? What if I put her inside of a flame? Follow me for a second. So what if I start off drawing a simple flame shape, and then I go back and add some more detailed flames on the inside of that design. And I think the color yellow is probably gonna work best for the inside and also have an orange on the outside. Then I'll trace the outside flame on the inside and that should do the trick. All right, so to recap on the challenge, I need to take the character Envy and transform her into the emotion of anger. And this is what we came up with. Me personally, I think this came out pretty solid. I feel like this was a great exercise to keep my creative juices flowing. Drop in the comments if you want to see me do another challenge with the rest of the Inside Out characters. But if you want to see any of my other art videos, you can see it right here. And until next time, keep creating and peace.